Hi Cancer, I hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to your general messages for November 1st through the 7th of 2020. Remember, these are general messages. Take what resonates, throw out the rest. Try not to make it fit if it doesn't. We have Mercury going direct. Woohoo! Finally, on Tuesday. But with this square with Saturn, it's going to be hanging out in this square Thursday night into Friday. It's going to take the post shadow is going to be kind of a heavy ride, and I'd say until the middle of the month. We're not going to be feeling the lightness of Mercury again that we normally would. Not that we ever do. There's always the post shadow, but I feel like this is going to be a heavier post shadow. And I've been saying, we were just talking about it the other day. Yeah, the astrology is telling me we're not going to find out who the president is till like the middle of the month. Closer to the middle of the month, maybe like anywhere from like the 7th to the 10th kind of thing. Oh, family and tribe is your crowning energy. Yeah, it's going to be an emotional week, but we'll talk about that. But let's talk about family and tribe. You need to be very discerning right now, Cancer, with other people's opinions right now. Okay, so you have to be aware of how the beliefs of your family and your tribe, right, the people that you hang with, are influencing you. What did you learn about relationships, about money and opportunities when you were younger? What did you learn? What did you learn that should be your narrative, right? Ask yourself, am I still carrying some of those outdated beliefs? Am I trying to seek love and approval from my family by doing what they want me to do, right? All really good questions. So an important question to ask yourself here, though, is whether you're living your life in order to make someone else or yourself happy. This is a big question with this energy. And this asks you to examine your loyalties and your family beliefs, your superstitions, your rituals, things that make you you. But look at these things that you were raised with, and how might they still have power over you? You really need to look at this and let go of anything that's not serving you. You're also being asked here to face your fears of being different and embrace your uniqueness, even if others don't understand or approve of your actions, like your parents or your siblings or your close family and friends, your work connections. It doesn't matter, right? You have to often, working with your energy centers can really be very helpful here. There are so many great chakra meditations. I would highly recommend, if you were gonna, if you're into this kind of thing, to do some root chakra work right now for this week. I think is going to be very helpful because it's going to help you to release past limitations and hurts and really increase your confidence, help you to manifest your desires into a physical reality that you can really, really work well with. So I do like this for you. Yeah, it's definitely going to be an emotional week as the moon is all over the map this week. It goes from Sunday, the moon's going to be in Taurus, which is going to be like, let's just let things ride. And then by Monday, the moon's going to be in Gemini, where it's like, and Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is going to be stationing direct, and that's always when the energy is so powerful, when it stations direct. So it's going to be like, emotions are going to be high and low. You feel one way one moment, and then another way another moment, and that's just kind of what it's going to be until Thursday. The moon's then going to be in Cancer, which is going to be all, we're all going to be in our feels and trying to get in touch with what it is that we want, need, and desire to feel safe, secure, happy, and loved. We're going to be hanging there until like Saturday-ish, when the moon finally goes into Leo. So I feel, and Leo's a fun energy that has to do with falling in love, romance, doing nice things with our children, feeling good, being creative, all that good stuff. So I feel like Saturday, like the last day of for this reading is going to be a little lighter, a little more fun, a little more forward moving as well. Just a little bit, not too much. Don't put too much stock in that. I just feel like wait until like another week, and then you're just really it's going to be palatable. You're going to be able to feel things lightening up. So I'm doing a past, present, near future, and final outcome. And then once we're done with that, I'm going to be doing other love oracles with a Lenormand spread for love. And why am I doing extra love? Because, guys, overwhelmingly, I get asked for that more. I get asked for extra messages on that. So I know some of you guys don't care about love, you just want for career. So I do always try to work that in. All right, let's see what we have here. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, So we have the Six of Cups working with the Four of Pentacles. You know, the Six of Cups is a beautiful energy. It's Sun in Scorpio. The Sun is always about providing us with what we need. Then with this, it's about for transformation. But it could be digging things up from the past, right? Especially now we have, well, Mercury's in Libra right now, but retrograde. But what it had been, it's going to be going back into, right? This Mercury in Scorpio energy. Right, digging things up too from the past, right? So the Six of Cups energy can incite nostalgia. There's such an innocent energy about it though too, but this can also incite reunions, getting back in touch with people. This could be you may be faced with the decision to reunite with, or you may have been in the recent past faced with the idea of reconnecting with an old relationship. This could also be just old. Maybe you went back to your childhood home and you connected with people you used to hang out with, hearing back from people that you haven't heard from in the longest time. Others of you, if you did meet somebody new, you may feel like you guys are kindred spirits, right? Like you guys have a lot in common and almost like you're cut from the same cloth. And there's a sense of familiarity about them. It usually means it's a past life connection, you know what I'm saying? But this could also, for career, this could be out of the blue, somebody calling you up that you used to work with, or you suddenly realizing that you want to go back to something that you used to do, a project that you started a while ago. Maybe you want to return to a major that you started and never finished, or maybe you decided you want to change majors, or some kind of connection to the past though, but it's like in the form of a gift. Okay, so this is what I'm getting has happened. And we have this working with the Four of Pentacles, which is about this desire for long-term security. So look, I mean, this makes sense. Like, really, if it has to do with relationship, maybe you're wanting to return to a relationship where you felt very secure, you know, and that can have to do with Pentacles as far as it being money, but it doesn't have to, because Pentacles also means mental, physical, and emotional connection. So it could just be like there was a real missing and you felt like wanting to go back to somebody that you resonated with on a soul level, or maybe you guys broke up but you're reconnecting with them. It could certainly be that. For others of you, it could be that you're very, very concerned about your long-term security having to do with finances. So maybe you're going to return to a job that you used to do. Or maybe you're thinking that this idea that you had once upon a time is going to be able to bring you the money and the security that you're looking for right now. And we have this working with the Tower in reverse and the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles, first of all, is a very resourceful energy. Now keep in mind, when we do Queen, King, Page, Prince, Princess, anything like that, those are all court energies. Court energies could always be you, general energy, or another person. So if this is you, you're very resourceful right now, Cancer. You're very focused on your domestic sphere. You're very focused on making something work for you and grow. So you could be, maybe you're focused on your resources. You're focused on creating some sort of secure sense within your family situation, right? Anything. Now that could have to do with, through communication and connection, or it could have to do with working hard, right? That could be you. This could also be someone who you're dealing with, who's very resourceful, who you're able to grow with, right? Because there's this idea of fertility that's attached to this, right? And there's this idea of the domestic sphere with this as well. So the ability to grow a home, to grow. Now with this too, I would also say this would also fall within the purview of growing a business together. Growing something together. It's a nice energy. And then we have this working with the Tower reverse. Tower reverse indicates oppression, but some sort of disaster being averted, right? Also feeling a great need for security, while at the same time you're experiencing a significant fear of change. So this kind of makes sense to me, particularly because we did get this Four of Pentacles. I do feel like there's this sense of vulnerability, this fear of change, but at the same time feeling this level of oppression in a situation. So it kind of be like, something's over, but you're afraid to cut the last string because of your fear of change, but that there's no question that you're feeling very oppressed within it. So oppressed within that relationship, oppressed within that family dynamic, oppressed within that job, whatever it is. But it's like, what's more important, the feeling of oppression or the feeling of, oh, I'm just so afraid of my long-term security kind of thing. This may have been playing out in the recent past. Okay, now we have in the current situation, we have Temperance working with the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands is waiting for the results of something. So the Two of Wands could be you waiting for that job offer, you waiting for that person to call you. This is also the need to make a choice. So you're needing to make a choice between two things, two passions, two ideas. So some of you may be, maybe you have a job and you're waiting to hear about another job. Maybe some of you are in a relationship that's sort of in this weird space and there's this other energy and you're waiting to hear from them. Or you're single and you're like okay with being single, but you're kind of still waiting to hear from somebody from your past. It could be that kind of thing. Now that's working with Temperance. Beautiful energy. Temperance is about balance and harmony and having patience and self-control. Doing things in moderation. Really, it's like, what do you need? What do they need? What does the situation need? Really being able to compromise. It really is about, it's an energy of compromise. So if you're waiting for this news, the idea of compromise is going to somehow play into this, as is some sort of healing, right? The star, and this is all for the future, right? The star is an Aquarian energy. This is about renewal and hope and inner clarity and having faith and being in the spotlight of a situation, being in the center of something. So healing, like the Temperance could be like, I have been feeling invisible in this situation and that my feelings haven't mattered. And now all of a sudden somebody comes in like, no, I'm so sorry you felt like that. That's not the truth. That's not, that should not have been, how that, that rolled out. I'm really sorry, whatever. There could be a lot of apology here as well, right? Because it's the blessing of the Seven Sisters. And it's all, though, to move something into the future. We have this working with the Four of Swords in reverse. So the Four of Swords in reverse is feeling this like palatable restlessness, this anxiety, but feeling ready to act, wanting to do something. It's like, okay, the compromise is had, let's go. Let's go. Let's focus on the future, chop, 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 let's go. Let's focus on the future. Let's get everything back on track. Boom, boom, boom. Right? That's, what is being called to task here, which is interesting. It's like that phone call comes in and you're like, all right, how do we have to compromise? What do we need to do? Let's just focus on the healing of the situation. Come in. And then we have in the near future, we have the Eight of Wands, which is kind of very much in alignment with this. This is fabulous because this is speed, action, quick changes, news coming in. And it's a positive news that incites real change. It's almost like a frenetic energy that's going to require you to make some adjustments in your day-to-day experience. But we have this working with the Two of Cups in reverse. Now, listen, this does indicate an argument or some sort of disinterest in something. For some of you, this can indicate a breakup or a separation. Now, the change coming in, I'm going to give you a couple of different ways that this could roll out. If you're getting news in that you got a job that ends up meaning that you have to make a change like in where you live, you might find yourself in a space where you have this argument within your relationship and you guys decide to end the relationship because one of you has to move, right, for work. That could certainly be how this ends up. And then you end up starting this new path. Three of Wands is indicative of it's a new path. This is the Sun and Aries energy. Right? This is about teamwork and comments and expansion and traveling and moving forward. And then we have a working with the Emperor reverse energy. And the Emperor reverse energy is there could be a problem with immaturity here. There can be problems with power. There could be problems with poor planning. A big nasty ego at play here for sure. Somebody wanting what they want when they want it, how they want it. That could certainly be a situation here. And this could roll out, again, a couple of different ways. The Two of Cups energy could also, in the reverse, could also just mean you just feeling like not interested in whatever it is that you're involved in, whether it's that relationship, that job, it's not only relationship, whatever it is, and you just moving forward in something. You getting notified or contacted by somebody else to move forward in a different direction, and you taking advantage of that. Or this could be the energy that you're dealing with, them taking advantage of that. But whenever we have the Emperor reversed, yes, a lot of you guys know in tarot, this is the card of the narcissist, but I'm very careful to temper that, because I think that term is a little overused and inappropriately used. Because keeping it real, we can all have narcissistic tendencies at one time or another. To have NPD, the actual disorder, you just have to have a certain, I don't want to make this a science lesson, but you have to have a certain amount of characteristics beyond this minimal amount in order to have that energy. But regardless, it's a nasty ego and immaturity, and somebody who's just very much about themselves. So however that might play out for you, somebody just focusing on what they want, what they need. And now as the final outcome, we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse and the Hangman in reverse. So the Hangman in reverse indicates selfishness and feeling like a victim, feeling like you've experienced like somebody who's a real traitor, who really presented a narrative that was supposed to play out a certain way and just ended up not being that. And you just don't even know what to do with it. So like, you're not even going to do anything for the moment, because you're going to be in a space of just trying to gain clarity. And we have this working with the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. This is a very stubborn person, somebody who maybe is lazy, somebody who is maybe not working, right? But then we have this working with the Death and Rebirth in reverse. This is about stagnation and inertia, and this hope that was sort of reintroduced being destroyed, and you just feeling super stuck. But then we have the Wheel, and the Wheel is a turning point. There's no question. This is very destiny driven, and there's a point that's been reached here where you need to take a chance on something. Now the Wheel is ruled by Jupiter. When it comes to work, this is a very good energy. So whatever ended up ending, whatever kind of messy energy you were involved with here, egotism, selfishness, immature, whatever, that ending, and it just being like, good, you going from feeling stagnant to something coming in that's going to end up moving you forward. When it comes to relationship, again, there is this revisit. It's the Wheel, right? So it's this coming back around of something. Now, this could be also the coming back around of a job opportunity that you had at one point. Something coming back around and it going really well. But when it comes to relationships, it can mean something a little different. It can mean, for some of you, it can mean meeting somebody new. But because we have this death and rebirth and this element of stagnation, I feel like really, I have to tell, I'm getting 6 one, half dozen the other. Some of you are going to allow yourself to transform out of an unhealthy connection, and you're going to meet somebody new. Others of you are going to be faced with the decision to possibly get back with somebody. And the thing is, again, as I always say, if the bones of the relationship are good, then the chances are high of you being able to somehow work it out. If the bones of the relationship are not good, and what does that mean? That means whatever it means to you. What's a deal breaker for one is not going to be a deal breaker for another. There are people who can get cheated on all the time and always forgive the person and bring them back. Other people, if there's even a smell of that, they're out the door. Right? So obviously it's very subjective, but if it was not something that is not for your highest good, it's probably not going to work out, is what I'm getting for a relationship. So I hope this was helpful in some way. Now we'll pull some love oracles. Let's see what we end up getting. You know, in the energy for the relationship, Cancer, I have to tell you, I feel like you were with somebody, things went south, you guys broke up, you try to get back together is what I'm seeing here. But at the end of the day, it doesn't seem like the energy that you're dealing with is ready, like emotionally. It doesn't seem like they have enough emotional intelligence to deal with the relationship for now, right? I mean, this is only for 1 week, for now. Life is a series of constantly shifting cycles. When we resist change, we resist the natural flow of life and create unnecessary stress. Go with the flow. You will be surprised where it leads. I think I got that like two or three other signs. Give thanks for the blessings of love soon to come your way. Know that you deserve to be and have all that your heart truly desires. Beautiful. Sacred union. Honor and treasure your relationship, for it's truly sacred. Well, something certainly is coming in for you. Let's pull some Island Time Wellness. Let's see what we get. I like you. Someone likes you. Romance is blooming. Fun, flirting, want a date. Sunglasses, watching, looking, stalking, gaslighting, perception, focusing out. Oh my gosh. I feel like this nice new energy wants to come in. And then this other energy is going to be like stalking you online. Separation, sadness, missing you, thinking about you, yearning. Unsure of the future. Yeah, definitely having a hard time letting go of something. So let's see if we can't get some other messages from the Lenormand. Dreaming Way, Lenormand. Ship. Moving on. Tree. Lady. The Whips. Mice. Fox. Okay. Yeah. Cancer, it seems like you know, this idea of tree, this as above, so below, this recognition that what we experience in our relationships, we end up housing these emotions in our body. And you getting to a point where you were realizing you just didn't feel good in something, that there ended up being this inciting of arguments, of fights, and something was deeply troubling you. It's like somebody presented themselves as one thing initially, but they ended up being something else. And it just ended up calling to the forefront that there was this need to move on from something, because you couldn't escape it. The mice energy, you can't escape it. It's kind of like eating at you, right? And these arguments and it's like the saying one thing and then doing another, and constantly this undermining, and it's just this deep challenge. But what I see there is this challenge though to fully like release the past, while though at the same time you are recognizing that for sure something here in relationship is not good for you, Cancer. It's not. It's you know that there is this moving on that's necessary, because what you experience out in the 3D with somebody is not making you feel very good. So it's like you're looking at that. You're looking at how the arguing has kind of worn you down. It's understanding that somebody is simply not who they presented themselves to be, and really trying to come to terms with that, and releasing that, so that you can open yourself up to this energy, because someone likes you. Someone is in the energy of wanting to come in. But they're not, I mean, it just doesn't work like that. If you have these energetic blocks up, you know, we have to allow people to come into our space. So, yeah. Okay, my friends, that is what I have for you for this week. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope this was helpful in some way. And I will see you guys next time. Stay safe. Bye-bye.